This is my story. The torrents, in its divine nature of not being stagnant, moves destructively on the surface of Islam. The wetness lasted for decades, resulting to an inevitable transformation of a dry land to a floating slum. Climate transformation. Inhabitants decided to improvise, maybe, to control the torrents. But all that was let loose due to the natural tendency of the ferocious moving water, which will never stop because it is natural to do so. Unlike other torrents that dried up over time while in their divine expedition, this one has come to stay. And humanity has no option but to stay afloat. This is the reality that has dawned on the 100,000 populated Makoko community of Lagos mainland, Nigeria's commercial hub, Lagos. Their situation is a nightmare to anyone interested in changing their lives from the change they're experiencing from global warming, where more ice and glaciers from the Atlantic are melting, producing more water and creating torrents, are components of climate change. A vast low-income Saudite community with half of its population comfortably seated on the water and the other half on land. The city never sleeps because it is a hub of several activities. Across the third mainland bridge from mainland Lagos, Makoko is an informal settlement. One of the most distinctive inner city slums in Africa is Makoko, in the lagoon off the coast of Lagos, Nigeria's renowned mega city. Half of the community is constructed on stilts floating and likened to the floating city of Venice, Italy. Hence, some refers to it as the Venice of Africa. Despite the absence of food, clean water, sanitation, and shelter, this is where these people call home. They are proud of their Makoko. According to several sources, the community was founded in the 19th century when the first settlers, the Egun people, migrated there for fishing purposes. In Yoruba, Ikoko refers to a type of plant that is thought to aid fertility and is used during chieftaincy coronation. Makoko now consists of some fishermen immigrants from Benin and Togo, who first settled in Makoko over a century ago. However, as the population of Lagos grew to at least 21 million people, so did the population of Makoko. According to the World Bank estimate, its population ranges from 85,000 to 250,000 people. Makoko is sometimes referred to as the Venice of Africa because of its location.
Odi lọ bí 1965 Ajiwambi pé ìjọba fẹ́ lò bí kan wọ́n á lé wa kó pàtó fẹ́ lò bẹ̀ yẹn ní Dubai wọ́n fi lé wa kó wọ́n fi lé àwọn bàbá wa wọ́n ti lé wọn kó dé bíbá yìí ìjọba ló tọ́ sí bíbá yìí fún wọn pé kó wá gbé bí kó kúrò ní Agége Odò ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ la fi kúrò débí àwọn àti ìdàgbà báyìí ká tó débí àwọn tó dẹ̀ débi ó ní àwọn tó kù kò pé méjì ní àdúgbò yìí ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n ti tẹ̀síwájú ó wá kó àwa ọmọ là ń kọ́ńtólù yìí èmi mọ̀ ń kọ́ńtólù yìí lẹ́nu ló ti tóbi tó.
My name is Salako Raphael, the youth leader of Oko Agbon community. I've been living for this Oko Agbon community now for the past 50 years. First and foremost, Oko Agbon community is a waterlogged area. We use our waste to develop Oko Agbon community. We fill the place, we cover a portion, we use the waste to fill it and sand fill it, and allow for children to work on it for some years or some months before we lay foundation on it. That is how we survive from the waste. The defecation aspect of it, we defecate in lagoon. There are no toilets, no good toilet for that. So we defecate in lagoon. So lagoon just take it in and take it away. That is the water system that we are using.
Though Makoko is a community with great and bright future, inhabited by a people living on water, a people that are great fishermen and women, but they are overwhelmed by several challenges.
Àwọn pẹja ló wà nílùú, àwọn tó ń pẹja ló wà nílùú, àwọn obìnrin tó wà nílùú yìí ẹja ni wọ́n ń tà. Kẹ́lá tán ni ẹja ni àwọn ìyàwó wa ń tà ń bí. Owó tí ìjọba lè fún ogún fi tajà kò sí. Àwọn kan ń gba dáńbò, àwọn kan ń gba alájẹmásùn. Ẹ̀yẹn ni ó fi ń dìbò ara wọn. Kò ṣe pé ìjọba ní à ń kọ báyìí òun ṣe fún yín ẹ fi ṣòwò kò sí. Ọ̀pọ̀ tó dìnnà sí ìlú. Ọ̀pọ̀ tó dìnnà ìlú ni pé wọ́n lọ yá owó fi tajà. Ọ̀pọ̀ tó dìnnà ìlú. Àwọn obìnrin náà wọ́n yáwó tajà ní. Ìrànlọ́wọ́ yẹn tí ìjọba lè ṣe fún wọn every time là ń sọ yẹn.
There are communal toilets, but they need to be shared by around 15 households, and sewage, kitchen residues, and all kinds of materials end up under the water below their homes. The residents are very vulnerable to sea level change and flooding. Many of the buildings are in the lagoon.
Are you worried about flooding because Lagos State has been marked as one of those water level is rising? Your community is underwater.
Of course. So we are used to it.
Is there any plan? Maybe you want to relocate, or how do you check that problem?
We know that we have a season for that. Before the season comes, we prepare for it.
Okay, how do you prepare?
So we create a channel for the water to come in. So once the water comes, within 2-3 hours, the water will dry back again. So the community will still stand. So they don't give us any headache. But this season now, for this year, the water is at high level. Although some people are suffering from the house is underwater now. So they just raise their beds, raise their seats, and also on, and survive within 2 to 3 months. After that, so everything will be dry and the community will be okay again. So it is what we've been used to. It is not new to us. You will never hear that somebody died, was drawn in water and died. No, it will never happen in the Kwagbo community or even Igun community within Yabari CDA. It's happened outside the Lagos State, so within the Lagos State, but not in our community, because we know the venue, we know the time, we know the month that we have overflow, we have flooded season. So we are now at the season, so we prepare for it.
Despite being on water, the community does not have access to clean water, as there are few or no water pipes in the slum, forcing people to queue for water, which is in short supply.
Of it, we don't have good drinking water. We have, about years ago, there's a churches that gave us a drinking water, but the water is not good for drinking. You can use to bathe, wash clothes, and wash plates. But we need somebody that give us a good sounding drinking water. If we want to buy a drinking water now, we need to walk a miles away from Oko Agbon to Wire or Makoko before we can get a good drinking water. It's stressful.
How ironical. You are staying inside the water, but you don't have water to drink.
This water they are saying is not good for drinking. It's salty. There's no way you can drink it except you filter it. And how long are you going to filter it? So it is not everybody that know the process of filtering water. It is not. Or else
Is that
they
same
go to
water
prison.
the
That's the
people
water the people
defecate inside?
defecate inside and bathe inside.
Fish
So,
inside.
Fish inside. So there no way. It is not good for drinking water at all.
Gbogbo tí a fẹ́ ni pé omi tí a fẹ́ yẹn tó níyàn bá jí láàárọ̀ wàá wẹ̀ ẹ̀ mu. Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tí a máa pọn omi, a wá nílò sí ọ̀nà Niger lọ́hùn lọ́pọ̀ omi múmu wa. Omi yẹn ni problem ayé. Torí tó bá só omi, kò sí nǹkan kan. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan méjì ni mo fẹ́ sọ. Omi ni problem.
Residents have no legal rights to the land because the settlement is illegal. As a result, the government is ignoring the problems.
The only thing is for us to remain here. If you can get anybody, NGO or churches, or can secure us a CFO, CFO, certificate of occupancy for the Okwagbon community. That is where we have a rest of mind. And we believe that we are in our community, we are here to stay. Because government is using that CFO to threaten us that because we don't have certificate of occupancy, that is where they keep on coming for eviction on yearly basis. And we know NGO have the power to secure certificate of occupancy for us. Churches have the power to secure it for us. So if they can do that for us, so we have rest of mind.
The lack of health center, access to potable water, and other social amenities, all of which have an impact on people's health, makes survival in Makoko extremely unlikely. There is currently a high rate of infants and maternal mortality, as well as malaria, respiratory diseases, and malnutrition, among others.
We don't have any good health center within the community. The health center that we have is very far from the community. And that's the reason why we're losing most of our married women at the point of birth. We do lost their lives. We lost most of them lives at point of birth because taking them from the community to the health center is a miles away. If you could not get a bus or a transportation that will take you to that place, that person can die in that spot. So we'll take them back home, arrange for their burial.
Tá a fẹ́ máa lọ sí hospital Ìwàyà. Àwọn ìyàwó àfẹ́ bímọ sí wọ́n lọ sí Ìwàyà. Àbí wọ́n lọ sí ilé òkè. Àbí lọ sí Oníkẹ́. Jẹ́rí gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn. Ìwàyà náà ni. Àmọ́ Oko Àgbọn ló ń pè bí báyìí. Oko Àgbọn yẹn kò ní gbogbo nǹkan tí mo ń sọ yìí. Àtẹ̀fẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba. Ó dẹ̀ bá wa ṣe.
Many people, particularly the youth, who account for approximately 15,000 of the total population, are unemployed, as are fishermen and women who lack access to markets and storage facilities. According to Raphael, the community youth leader, only 2 of the over 15,000 youth in the community are employed.
Okwagbon community, we have nothing less than about 10,000 youths. Out of 10,000 youths, let's say 50% of them are not educated. 25 are educated. 5% are still in school. Why 5% are dropouts? Why 5 are graduates? That is number of Okwagbon youths. And those that are graduates is only 2 among them that secured a good job presently now by the state government. The remaining one are teaching in different schools within the community, within Yaba LCD. Others, the dropouts, some of them are learning works now, handwork like tailoring, barbers, carpenter, welder as well, while the remainder of them are on the street doing nothing.
With over 2,000 millimeters of annual rainfall and a humid tropical climate, Makoko is a slum city built on water, but the water is unsafe to drink. Most of the locals rely on the unregulated sector, which consists of wells, boreholes, and rivers. Open defecation and careless waste disposal are frequent occurrences in the neighborhood. As the population increases, there is a greater need for water and other social amenities. Climate change and rising sea levels cause problems with water contamination and pollution to worsen. Lagos State, in particular the residents of Makoko, face a serious threat from the predicted rise in sea level in Lagos of about 1 meter. Groundwater could become salt contaminated and flooding could worsen. With climate change wreaking havoc on the health of communities, these slum dwellers are at high risk of diseases and death. The World Health Organization, WHO, has estimated that climate change is expected to cause 250,000 additional deaths per year between 2030 and 2050 globally. Rising temperatures and rising sea levels have made it more vulnerable to climate change effects. Climate-displaced persons mean more people at risk of mental health disorders and the spread of diseases. Climate change has increased the possibility of diseases such as malaria, respiratory diseases, and malnutrition. According to the WHO, malnutrition and undernutrition contribute to 3.1 million deaths every year. This spells doom for the slum, except something is done. Nigeria's slum should be taken as a major concern by the government, and mitigation and adaptation strategies, especially in health, should be taught to the dwellers. Access to medical supplies and facilities must be ensured. Hospitals had better be equipped to handle the spate of climate-related epidemics.